Hello, everyone, and welcome in to episode 22. Wow, we're getting on. Of Power Rangers Cyberstrike. I am, of course, as always, Twitch the person. I am the Game Master, Dungeon Master, Grid Master, Storyteller, whatever you want to call the runner of this particular tabletop RPG. And first things first, there wasn't a session last week, and the reason for that is I fell asleep. That's completely on me. I just fell asleep. I was gone. I was sleepy. It was done and dusted. I was like, right, nope. And then I woke up at like 7:05. I'm like, great, I've not prepared anything for the game. So that was on me. But yes, so we're gonna give you, as we always do, the introduction to the players, the recap, and then we will continue on. So I'm going to unmute now, introduce you to my players, and then we will continue on with the campaign. Hello, good evening, good afternoon.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Moshi Cryptic Des.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to, as per usual, introduce you to the cast of Power Rangers Cyberstrike. Firstly, playing the Red Cyberstrike Ranger, Marika Hammond, we have Chocolate Zombie.
As is tradition, I have tacos for Taco Tuesdays.
Yum.
Playing the Yellow Cyberstrike Ranger, Arrow, we have Cryptic Cyanogen, incoming running joke.
I hear voices in my head, they counsel me, they understand, they talk to me.
Don't sue us.
Are they telling you my name is Dende?
No. Playing the role of the Blue Cyberstrike Ranger Nova, we have DeLuna 13.
Hello, everybody. It's been a while.
You been it. Playing the role of the Green Cyberstrike Ranger Scott, we have the internet's Mr. Hardluck.
I surprisingly have nothing funny to say.
You have something cool to say, though.
I mean,
Tell everyone what you
guys.
told us.
Later.
Playing
Moving
the
on.
role of the Black Cyberstrike Ranger and resident Catman Dwayne is Rosso06.
Meow.
And rounding off the team, playing the role of the Proto Ranger, the living Alpha Sentinel, our favorite robot, Dynamo Tom. Beep boop.
Beep.
So, how are we all doing?
Not bad. By the way,
Been
Hard Luck,
better, been worse.
get in game.
Hmm?
Get in game.
Oh yeah, I'm working on it.
Yeah.
I was doing it, and then you were talking to me.
So, last time on Power Rangers Cyberstrike, there was a climactic Zord battle involving the first official deployment of the Cyberstrike Zords against a creature known as Poluticorn, a weird blue muscular unicorn type monster that for whatever
One of the
reason
better monster designs.
yes, that for whatever reason had somehow been snuck on to the planet Zybria in the safe, which is in the green zone, as we have referred to it, in an attempt, along with some hired space pirates, to kidnap. One sec, sorry. Spam calls. To kidnap Scott the green Cyberstrike Ranger, and
Because I'm so pretty.
and what also seemed like the elite strike SPD strike squad known as the Wildcards. This, however, was thwarted, of course, with the assistance of Scott's fellow Rangers and the Equation Red Ranger, Oracle, to great success. It was after that battle that, during the debrief, which only had the Wildcards and the Cyberstrike Rangers along with Professor Daxian and the officials of Planet Zybria, that you found out that during the earliest stages of the war, desperation had set in, and that several voluntary recipients or personnel entered into a augmentation program. But what was not told was that the augmentation program not only involved stuff like cybernetics or things like that, it was also DNA splicing, which is considered not great. The reasonings behind this was that they were trying to see if they could trick the morphing grid into accepting 5 new recipients of the supersonic powers. It was during this time that they later found out that they could not recover the morphers, and the morphers were subsequently declared either destroyed or missing. It was after this that the Wildcards and the Rangers were shown security footage of a Ranger-like being, as being described, terrorizing small settlements within the neutral strip and some of the other subjugated planets. 2 coordinates were found on the Zybrian general who was being labeled a traitor on his personal data pads. The Wildcards have set off to one particular zone, and the Cyberstrike Rangers were preparing to head off to the location that they were assigned. And that is where we rejoin Professor Daxian and the Rangers in the hangar on Zybria after they have left the debriefing with Commander Kruger. So, what is everybody doing?
Nova is looking on his tablet, like fiddling with something. He's not gonna. You could assume that he's probably just looking at the finisher maneuver he was telling you guys about.
We have our next goal in mind, right? Our next destination, our next mission.
Yeah, more or less. You have the coordinates.
And we're more or less stocked, aren't we?
More or less, yes.
Well, I
music
would be doing the finishing of the stocking if that was the case.
Can you hear the music, by the way?
Yep,
No.
I
It hasn't
hear it.
loaded in for me yet.
That's loaded in E,
I hear it.
which is weird.
Oh, is this? It was. I has had my volume down low. It was very low.
Very quiet for me.
Oh, yes. What? I don't know. Keep going while I try and fix this because I'm not getting it.
I would just
Mine's
be
playing
moving
is just
stuff.
very ambient, so
Huh, why is it not playing? Yeah, you guys carry on. You're in the hangar on Zybria. There's people running about. Like Professor Daxian is on the ship.
I'd be moving the last of the remaining boxes and then probably making my way into the ship to do some last minute prep. Well, maintenance.
I would also
What's
just
up?
be going to the ship.
What are the rest of you up to?
Like I said, like Nova's going to the ship, but he's looking at his tablet.
I, for whatever reason, can't get any music. Kind of, but it won't.
Just a quick aside, I really love the design of the Omega Rangers.
They are really nice, yes.
technical difficulties, as is always the case.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not quite sure why the music isn't playing. Well, it's playing, but I just don't seem to have any. Oh, I found it. Aha! I'm an idiot. For some reason, it was turned down in my mixer. We go. I now hear it, and so too can Stream Chat. Okay, sorry about that. Small technical hiccup, but it's fine. We continue on. I can hear myself in someone's mic, by the way. So, you're all on the Gamma. Everything's been prepped and shipped. Professor Daxian is on the bridge. Also, meandering about is your unexpected stowaway.
I'm sorry, you mispronounced the words best friend.
Best friend, unexpected stowaway, who has been tagged by researchers as specimen 1. But one other researcher and a couple of the other guys working on the docks have taken to calling him Pungus, because he's a putty and he's, to quote, a little bit humongous. So that is what some of them have taken it to. Sometimes like that, but he seems to have taken a liking to the name. But he's just helping carry stuff onto the ship and into the cargo hold. He's been assigned, basically, to Professor Daxian.
I like to think that he's just like those giant, like 4-foot wide crates. He's just like manhandling 2 of them.
He is literally just carrying like he's got 2 of the crates, and he's just lifting them up.
It's just got him holding him on his shoulder.
Now imagine if we didn't have to fight all the putties. Twain's just going to say that out loud.
One of the dock workers near Dwayne just goes, just like that. That one's weird. Like, I thought they were all evil, but that one's really weird.
Well,
Then he-
he's random or he's surprisingly harmless, so let's just take it as a good thing for now.
the dot worker kind of looks at, like, gives you a side eye and goes, "Yeah," and then he just goes back to working. What he was doing.
Before he goes back to working. Look, I know I'm uncomfortable with this too, but it's just small victories, like we need this right now.
As the dot work comes off, you see as Pungus is walking up the ramp with 2 crates. You see Professor Daxian walking out with another researcher. It's almost like he's protesting. Almost is Daxian. And as you all draw closer to the ship, he's like, "I understand the practicality and the insight we could glean, but do you honestly think I will have time to do any sort of research whilst operating with the Rangers? Honestly." And the other researcher's just like, "Look, we can't keep him here planet side on Zybra. We can't send him anywhere else. Your Rangers found him. Your problem." And the researcher just kind of walks off as you hear just a loud boom. As you turn around, you see that Pungus has just dropped one of the crates down. Not so gently, but it is in the right place. And then he puts the other one on top and then looks around at everyone staring at him, and then he just does the little wave.
Arrow will wave back.
Nova looks right at Dwayne. This is all your fault. You know that, right?
Small victories. Small victories. Just small victories.
Yes, but now we're stuck with him.
I mean, who knows? We just send him into a group of putties and he can just take information for us or something. I don't know, but... I mean, do you speak putty? Do you have a translator or something?
I mean, no, but
So,
Rick is gonna start walking forwards towards the professor and just kind of walk up and say, "Jackie, you're not the biggest fan of our latest recruit."
as the professor turns around and starts walking back up the ship, he said, "It is not that I am not a fan. The scientific aspects are fascinating nonetheless. But I believe it would be better if he was kept here, but he makes everyone else feel uncomfortable, and I don't."
Look, Professor, if the worst comes to worst, we're Rangers and we fight putties every day, or expected to, so it's 1 versus 6.
Maybe he just needs a makeover. But
How?
put some clothes on him, some sunglasses, just something to differentiate him from the regular putties.
Just make him look like that old man you see at the beach. He's wearing the Hawaiian shirt and cargo shorts and sandals, and has the wide brimmed summer hat and sunglasses.
Let's just put a giant turtle shell on his back while we're at it. Why don't we?
No, it's not Hawaiian, it's Space Hawaiian.
As amusing
All right,
as
we get it. You're from Space Hawaii.
as amusing as all this is, Rangers, we have a mission to complete, and we are not wasting assets on dressing up a putty patrol.
Now I want space jalapenos.
by the way, above game with grid speed transmitter, I could possibly actually understand Pungus.
Maybe. It depends on everything. However, you now all board the Gamma, and preparations are made for it to shift into space travel. So you all get on the Gamma. the engines rev and it backs out of the hangar, and then once it clears to a safe distance, the thrusters go full force, and you are propelled into space. Now, here comes the fun. None of you have astronav as a specialty, right?
Not
I
me.
Not I.
Surprisingly,
Astronav
not
is-
me.
Yeah. Because it was introduced in Across the Stars. It goes in with the space travel stuff.
Actually,
Wouldn't glyph technically be?
Yeah, but I don't have a thing for glyph.
I think Glyph would just make it so we don't snag on our roll.
Yeah, more or less.
Honestly.
That's fine. I will take it. It's a technology role, basically. It's a technology astronav, or a science astrophysics. So even though you're not specialized in it, I will take it with that. Yes. So
I'll do that then, because I think I have the highest tech.
I can assist.
I can assist. I've got a D4 in tech.
I have a
Okay.
D2, but Mariga's not the smartest person when it comes to technology.
Okay, so what I'm gonna need then, if Nova, you were taking the lead on this.
Yep.
You're gonna roll me a technology roll. However, who is assisting?
I am.
I am.
Orchid and Wayne. Professor Daxian is also going to assist with his science check. I got rid of his thing because I needed to redo it. Damn it.
So that's edge into upshifts then. If it's 3.
Yes.
By the way, before I forget, we're at the 17th story point.
Yes, you are. You may roll me your technology roll, please.
Do you want to use a story point so you're specialized in astronaut for this role?
I could, couldn't I?
If you want.
We do have a bunch of them.
I don't think
I'm
it.
going to
I,
do
it.
I don't think it really works that way because you're not a thing like that. But for the sake of it, I will allow you.
I thought it was that you can.
You can roll it
use
as if specialized. So yeah, I mean the wording is there. Yes. So yeah, you can roll it as specialized if you want. I'll put you back to 16 story points.
Great. Nice.
Okay, with that, yeah, that's absolutely fine. Awesome.
Professor, I'm proud to say I'm starting to get the hang of our ship.
That then. Result. Just double checking this so I know that I've got it right because I talked about it at length with a couple of the guys in the Renegade Discord earlier today. Okay, yeah. So with that, it's not a crit. But it is. Yeah, that's just a success. So it's a common journey. Yeah, you have basically done that. You've gone into FTL. Nothing really happens. There's no issues, no problems, or anything of the such. It will, however,
how many days?
Yeah, that's what I'm just figuring out now. Yep, that's fine. No, it's gonna take you about. Why would you land on that number? Alright, I'm gonna say it's gonna take you about 2 days to get there. So you're gonna be in FTL for 2 in-game days. Whilst you're in FTL, you see Professor Daxian is busying himself with everything else. You notice that Pungus is hanging around Professor Daxian at some time. Is almost like, even that, like, Professor Daxian doesn't notice it, but like as Professor Daxian picks something up, picks something up and then he puts something down, like say he puts a notepad down or like a drink down and it's about to spill over, you notice you would see Pungus just like coming through and like just readjusting things so like shit doesn't fall over or anything like that. He's basically just tidying up around Professor Daxian, being basically a lab assistant without Professor Daxian realizing it. Because you noticed in your time with Professor Daxian that everything is like a mess with he doing it, and he's constantly looking for things. But it seems Pungus is like, wait, no, just make that nicer. He's organizing. Yeah, he's organizing the chaos that is Professor Daxian's workplace.
And Daxian just hasn't noticed.
Yeah, he's oblivious. Because you also know that when the professor gets into his work, everything else around him kind of fades away. So whilst on the FTL, what are you all doing? Given that you've had some revelations last session and how everyone is feeling. And what are you doing to prepare for your upcoming mission?
I know would actually walk over to the professor and ask for something.
Yeah, go ahead.
Professor.
Professor Daxian turns around and like he swings around, and as he does that, like Pungus kind of like ducks under his arm and continues just mulling about around him. And he goes, "And yes, how may I help? Yes, boss."
I just had a thought that the enemy seems to keep trying to up its forces. Why don't we try to get more allies of our own?
I'm not quite sure what you mean. I mean, the enemy is able to create an unlimited amount of putty patrollers, as we know. The Machine Empire turn out cogs faster than any assembly line on KO-35.
Yeah, like I'm not talking about our enemy like that. I mean, we now know, like, talking to Origo, the Red Accretion Ranger, he told us something interesting. This Zordon guy, he has his own team of rangers.
Yes, Zordon of Eltar is great sage from the planet Eltar. He quite famously battled the evil space witch Rita Repulsor. I'm still not sure what you're trying to get at here.
To get at, Professor, is why don't we let them know what's going on? If we have possible allies, we can use that to our advantage. We can get, maybe they can come over and help.
We reached out to Zordon, and they are currently battling the forces of Master Vile and Lord Zed. To do so would, even if we could get them to help, if they were to abandon their post to help us, if Lord Zed gained a foothold, a greater foothold where he was, then we would end up fighting a war on two fronts almost. Because Zed and Vile would not stop there. They would eventually march forward and, well, they would come upon us. And we already have our resources stretched thin as it is.
That's fair.
I understand.
That's fair.
I understand your need for it, your thought process for it, Nova. But that is why the Cyberstrike protocol was created, so that there would be a team of rangers that could help in this war.
We do have two additional possible things. We're still looking for the Astro Rangers, right?
Yes, the Astro Rangers are still MIA.
It's something that crossed my mind. I guess it's, again, the grid's starting to, I'm starting to think in terms of the grid. We have 2 signatures of red energy. We could find the Red Ranger.
What do you mean?
What if we use you have readings of the energy signature that both Marika and Oracle use when they morph, right?
We have readings that we get when a ranger morphs. Yes.
I'm gonna try to use the specific red energy to try to find him.
We have, Nova. It was one of the first things that the Alliance tried. Look here. And he turns around and he pulls up on it on the computer, on the holoscreen. The team's biometrics. You see, this is the team as it stands now. These are your biometrics in your unmorphed state. Slightly heightened since bonding with the Cyberstrike morph. However, take a look at what happens in your morph state. And he presses a few buttons and the screen starts shifting, and then you see all your vitals start to almost double in strength. Because you place out a massive amount of energy, which of course we know now is the grid. It is this energy that allows us to keep track of your vitals within the Cyberstrike suits. Similar methods are used for other ranger teams, I'm sure, but this was necessary for us so that we could monitor you on your missions and everything else. I am told that the equations do so via a almost telepathic mind connection.
Makes sense.
We noticed that while the power universally is released, there is hint of different color spectrums within the grid, which is what we believe gives an individual ranger its power and or color. There is a lot about the grid we still do not know. However, we managed to isolate this frequency and found that this particular source of energy does in fact match every other ranger we have found that all uses the power. So we did try to use it to locate one of the Astro Rangers, but it was unsuccessful, which led us to think that they're either being cloaked or they simply have not morphed. The reasons being we do not know, but it is what we have currently.
Above game, are we going with the TV continuity for Andros or the comic continuity for Andros?
Comic books. I'm using the comic book origins, but not every. And I stress this: not everything in this universe will be the same as other universes post Shattered Grid. Because this is a post Shattered Grid universe, and the history of events haven't played out exactly the same in this universe. I.e., Master Vile and Lord Zed working together rather than against each other.
Yeah, like the reason I'm asking is because I was gonna be like, look, I've met the two that I think are still alive. Because I don't think it's unfair to say like Nova would have at least like run into both Zane and Rosette at one point.
If you were there during the sacking of KO 35, you would have seen the active Astro Ranger team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna, or I'm leading into. Sorry about that.
Yeah. No, you've mentioned that in your backstory before.
Yeah, like
I remember.
Noah just looked at him like, look, something's just been telling me that we need more offensive, and I know that probably makes sense, but it's also that thing of still owe the Silver Ranger. I believe it's Zane still. If assuming he's alive, but I still owe him the thanks. He's the reason I'm here.
I already know your file, Nova. Although you and Arrow were not the first choices to be part of the Cyberstrike team, the situation was a must. So, after we managed to escape, rendezvoused with Commander Kruger, we dug up all the information we could on both you and Arrow. I know you were there during the sacking of KO 35. I also know that it was the Astro Rangers that allowed you and hundreds of others to escape. The best way, I believe, you can thank them now is to focus on the here and now. And probably leave the recruiting of other Rangers to the more, shall we say, grid mysticals out there.
Yeah.
We have a war to win. Now, where did I put my data? And as he says that, Pungus just kind of like walks past and like hands the data pad, like just puts the data pad in front of his face. Thank you.
Can Rico walk into the bridge at this point?
Yeah.
You get Nova. You hear the door to the bridge, slide open and close, and see Marika just walking up. Kind of sees the how Pungus has been cleaning up the bridge, and she just kind of smiles and says, "Professor, seems you've been doing some organizing."
You notice the professor looking around, going, yes. I organized the desk." He looks utterly confused and perplexed.
She just smiles and says, "Good. It's okay to take a break every once in a while. Sometimes you get a little distracted." She's gonna walk up to Nova and say, "Everything all right?"
I just was running something by the professor. I do have good news. I'm getting closer to that part, to the ability to upgrade our weapons that I was telling you guys about. Okay, but I don't know when you want to implement that, but I was gonna be like, Noah's getting closer to actually figuring it out.
Yep, I know. Did we decide on which one you were doing?
Let's start with the sword one.
Okay, so you're doing the let's bring them together thing, which is a red ranger. Remember?
It is. I have it.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Cool. That is the finish. Let me just remind myself in my notes. I have many pages. Actually, compiled some of my notes. Look at me being productive. Yeah. You guys can continue on.
Rika's gonna kind of look down to Nova. Upgrade how?
So the swords are going to be are going to be able to shoot a energy beam out of them. Taking inspiration from, again, from Origo, seeing what he did with his.
Effective. Simple.
He should be, like, ever since I listened to Orchid's suggestion of thinking with the grid like this, like, been thinking of a bunch of other stuff that could actually help us out. Hopefully there's more in the future.
Yeah, okay, cool. That's all. Yep, I remember it now. So, was there anything else you needed to do, Marika? Like,
Kind of between that, she'd just be, you know, the usual. She'd be on the holodeck, training and whatnot.
Nova, was there anything else you wanted to talk to the professor about? Or
No, that was it.
okay, cool.
Like,
Then
about
okay.
game, I was like, I want to get that out there, because I'm like, he would be thinking about this type of stuff, especially seeing another, like, how effective the Equation Rangers were.
So, what are Arrow, Scott, Dwayne, and Orchid up to?
Dwayne would also come to the bridge at some point,
Okay.
and he'd have like a whole bunch of stuff with him, because he'd be wanting to talk to the professor. Professor, a couple of things about this research that I'm looking into.
Oh, yes.
So the idea of this little doohickey, and he's pulling up like a sort of proto EMP grenade thing in his hand, is like one of the other operatives of SPD. They were able to like turn off machines and vehicles with one of these things, and I'm trying to replicate the same sort of thing. But I'm kind of thinking something a bit more, I wouldn't necessarily say permanent, but definitely something that we could enhance the capture rate ability, shall we say, of, let's say, cogs or even certain generals, like one Gerok.
Ah, I see. You are trying to make a stronger localized EMP, correct?
Yes, that would basically, if we slap one of these babies onto Gerok's, ass plate, that it would basically shut him down for as long as we want him to be. And then essentially just carry his metal ass back for, kind of like what we've been doing with the cogheads.
An interesting theory. Definitely something that has been tried. Of course, local and infantry forces against the cogs have utilized EMP grenades to great success. Some of the more advanced members of the Machine Empire, of course, have shielding against such things. I believe Garrock may.
Yeah, I'm trying to make it so that we don't fire circuits. We want to, because if he's one of these, higher ups, he would have a lot of very useful information.
Yes, but also it has, like I said, the more elite members of the Machine Empire do have shielding against such offense. it's definitely worth pursuing. Maybe if you could amplify the power output from an an alternative source, almost like a third party.
Hmm. That is interesting. I'll definitely maybe have a talk with Nova or Orchid about that. Maybe Orchid might be a better option since he's, one of these alpha units. He might be able to give some enlightenment on that.
Noah just standing there, right here. You know.
Oh, I thought you'd already left.
I thought like everyone was coming in at the same time because honestly that makes sense.
Sorry, no, but I didn't realize you were in there. I've been very busy with this stuff.
No, I understand. Like I've been doing my own stuff right now too. Like I just told Marika and just told the professor, but honestly, I understand your reasoning. Like, just had to have a bit of fun, right?
Yeah. Yeah, there was one other thing I was going to be looking into, which is probably... I was actually going to consider whether or not I could upgrade the laser blaster, but not sure if the research would come first and then the upgrade.
Depends on what you're upgrading the laser blaster for.
Well, actually, the things that I want to upgrade with it, they're standard. So it would be 0 on the difficulty for those two. But let me check the laser blaster. No, that is standard, I believe.
You're on. This is the across the stars table, correct?
Yeah. Yes, it is standard availability.
Do I have an upgrades table? Do I need to? No, I don't have the upgrades table as a full rulebook.
Okay, so that one, yes, that particular upgrade, that one is standard as well. Let me check the other upgrade. Because the other one's actually going to come from G.I. Joe.
Okay. So if I were to look at that, the laser blaster, as you said, targeting sidearm requirements. There is no requirement for it. It's just standard.
Right. So the first upgrade is a scope, and the second upgrade, which is G.I. Joe, is going to be a silencer. So it's going to be very much kind of like Orchid's blaster, in that it's going to be silent and scoped.
You know the laser blaster is a pistol.
Yeah, as far as I know, though, it's shouldn't.
So you want to put okay? So it's going to be like I just for anyone who plays Rainbow Six Siege, it's going to be like Kaid's sidearm with a big old silencer on it and a scope, a little sniper pistol. Where is scope?
It would be in the standard upgrades. Let me check.
Is that in the core rulebook? Yeah.
Yep, it's in the core rulebook and G.I. Joe, and they both come as standard. So that's 116.
Yeah. Okay. So standard. So yeah, to do that, but you can only do one upgrade at a time. See.
I think the one upgrade at a time is more if you're doing like standard, restricted, limited, that sort of thing. Because you have to do the lower levels first and then do the higher levels.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it still just be one at a time, though?
Yeah, you can't do both at the same. Although again, I know it's the difficulty. They called upon this as a power morph for power armor blaster. Like yeah, it's not limited. This would be like an automatic. Automatic equipment generally covers items that characters would inherently have. Referred to as possessive. Fitted items like a pair of perception.
As far
Yeah.
as I know, it's just a case of I just roll a d20 for how many days it would take.
No, we actually figured out upgrading and stuff. No, that's not how that works.
Yeah, the thing is that because they're all 0, it's 0 difficulty.
Yeah, no, I get that.
So in my mind, my logic is thinking that because it's all 0, there's no difficulty.
Wouldn't it still take time to do though?
Yeah,
Even if
that's what I mean.
it's
That's
not
what I meant if
difficult?
I just roll the d20 days.
I made note of this somewhere. I know I did. Because I remember, because that's like how we determine how difficult it is you go by the table. It's like, oh, this, and this, and then the ladder does like, it's like, oh, it'll be this difficulty, blah blah blah, and that. And it's 1d. And it's 1d. Is it 1d20?
Yeah.
The amount of days it takes is 1d20.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, all right, because it's basically automatic. This is easy to do. So yeah, I guess it's going to be 1d20. But like I said, you can only do one upgrade at a time. So like, if you want to do the scope first, you'll do the scope first, and then you'll have to do the silencer.
Yeah, well, the scope is pretty much the first upgrade that I've got listed for what I
Okay.
want for the laser blaster anyway, so that would be the first one on the list.
Okay, yeah, cool. Yeah, all right. Yeah, there's no difficulty. That's easy to do. You have those all like in stock. If you were to go, like, you know, if you went down to the workshop part down in the cargo bay come workshop,
Yep.
you'll be able to do that. So yeah, roll me the
So I
1d.
roll.
Yeah, roll me the 1d20. I'm gonna have to
Low
find those
number.
notes.
Low number.
So
That's 11,
11
minus
days.
the 2 travel days, so that would be 9.
9 days total. So yeah, that's okay. So yeah, so you won't have your laser blaster, which is what you guys use in your unmorphed forms, with you as you go on missions right now.
But I still could use my normal blaster because I still have that.
Yeah. You can have the normal blaster. Any equipment that you guys have inherently assume that all your unmorphed equipment is in like lockers in the ship. So like before all your missions, you go to it and outfit yourself with shit, stuff like that from your quarters or whatever. Yeah.
Yep.
Awesome. Yeah. So if that's like that, you want to do anything else?
I would probably look at Pungus and see what he's kind of mainly doing, and maybe try to talk to him with hand gestures, like try and build some kind of rapport or
Yeah, sure.
you know, sort of way of communicating. What would I roll for that, or would it be?
No, you won't have to roll for it. You just, again, like as you can see, he's literally just working around the professor.
But it would be kind of like
What's
things like,
the?
you know, it would be like me, you, door, walking, you know, kind of like simple hand gestures to try and, you know, at least get some kind of communication as to that sort of thing, like charade sort of thing.
Yeah. No, I understand what you're trying to do. I'm trying to think about the equivalent of what's the word I'm looking for? It's not a perception check. Oh, God, it's a D&D check to find out people's motives.
Oh,
Insight.
insight. That's
Insight.
more.
Yeah.
That is an alertness thing.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out
Yeah, insight is an alertness specialization.
Yeah, is it actually a thing in the game? I can't never remember.
Yeah, I have it.
Oh yeah. I mean, you can try and roll me insight at the moment, Dwayne, if you want to figure out what he's doing currently.
It would just have to be a general alertness check.
Yeah,
then.
yeah, alertness insight. All you,
Yeah, that's an 8.
yeah, all you really see is he's literally just like organizing the professor's stuff, basically, and he's organized, but not just the professor's stuff, like stuff on the bridge currently, like things that were out of place and out in place and everything else. You get you get the only thing you can seem to get, like, this is almost like not muscle memory, but this is like almost what he's used to doing. Like, this is what he did.
Okay. But I mean, in terms of like me trying to establish some form of communication, then
Yeah, you can talk to him if you go up to him.
yeah, it would just be kind of like, just pointing to myself like Dwayne, and then point to Pungus, and then be like, Pungus, Dwayne, Pungus, and see if he catches on.
Pungus, he kind of looks at you, like, he looks at your hand, go back and forth, and then with his big, like, his rather large, robust hands, kind of like points to himself, makes that like little mumbling noise, and then extends his hand out to you, like that, making the same noise, and he just kind of goes. Make me a. Make me an athletics roll, please. Athletics or acrobatics, either one. No. Oh, yeah.
It's a 22.
Yeah. He, like, and there's no malice behind it, but he's just copying your actions. He hits you with enough force, but you kind of like just stumble back and then like come, just like that, and he kind of like, again, he smiles. You notice that he's quite animated than other regular putties. Like he's able he's able to display emotion, whereas other regular putties can't really.
Yeah, good talk. Good talk. Yeah, I think I'll call that for now.
He kind of like Pungus kind of just goes like that, and he keeps like, as he turns away, he just kind of like points to himself again, and then puts his hand out once more. Like he's just copying the action over and over again.
Yeah. Is he pointing to anything in particular, or
no? He's just copying the action.
Oh. Okay. Dwayne's gonna see that, and then he's gonna be like, "Okay, I'm gonna do something," and then I'm gonna put my hand like on his, and kind of like be at his side, and then move his hand to Professor Daxian and go, Daxian, Marika, Nova, Dwayne.
Arrow walks in.
Arrow.
Scott is not there.
And just kind of guide his hand to point.
Scott's not there.
So that Pungus kind of gets an idea of name for each individual.
He kind of
almost like teaching him.
Yeah. What would I roll? I'm gonna have to update his character sheet to something a bit more, but yes, would it be alertness?
It could be alertness or, you know,
Smart, maybe. I'm not sure.
something in his smarts or.
Yeah, I think I'll just roll an alert. I think I'll just call it alertness.
He seems alert.
You, like, he's looking at you doing it, and at first he was just copying the motions, and then he looking at you, and then like tilting his head a little bit. He stops doing the motions, but then he just kind of like starts. He points to himself, mumbles, and looks at each and everyone else, points, and then mumbles again. You get the idea he's understood what you said, but you also get the feeling that the action he was doing was probably how he thought people said hello.
Ah, okay. Now he knows.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good. So who wants to go next?
Arrow, I want to teach Pungus a secret handshake.
I mean, if you want to.
So, Arrow is going to head up to Pungus. He's gonna gently take his wrist and lightly slap it, and then knuckle bump the knuckles and waggle his fingers as the fingers retreat.
Did you just Big Hero 6 him?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, crit.
That's a crit.
Pungus instantly does it back, and then looks at you as if saying, like, "Did I do good?"
Arrow's gonna give it two. You did. Arrow's gonna give him 2 thumbs up and a big smile.
Like that. He's happy. He's very happy. You get the he's now looking at everyone, and again he does like the pointing motion to himself, and the pointing motion to everyone else, and then when he gets to Arrow, without actually taking your hand, he does the motion of the handshake you just taught him.
I'm so happy.
And then after that, he kind of he kind of nods, and then he turns around and he goes back to just milling about the bridge.
I think he's learned something.
I think he's awesome.
Was there anything else you wanted to do while you're up on the bridge, Arrow?
No, just that positive interaction with Pungus is what I was after.
Yeah.
New friend.
So whilst Arrow, Nova, Marika, and Dwayne, along with Daxian and Pungus, are up on the bridge, what are Scott and Orchid up to?
Day one, I would be in our makeshift workshop, basically just doing maintenance. Like, all the guns are out. Just, making sure everything's working properly. The glaive has, like, the middle unit out, because I'm, like, upgrading it with some recent parts that I got. Putting it back in, make the preparedness, and then making sure I'm, like, restocked up on stuff.
Let me just confirm. Cinematically upgrading, not upgrading game mechanics, yeah?
Upgrading game mechanic wise, as in at level 5 I got a thing, but I've not used it yet, so this is me doing that thing.
Yeah, but it's not like one from the upgrades table.
Nope.
Oh, okay, cool.
Just cinematic. I'm
Spectrum
unlocking
thing. Okay,
myself a spectrum thing.
Yeah, okay, cool.
I now essentially have like a scatter shot, but I've never used it until now, so it's the
Okay, yeah.
this is the I'm upgrading my shit and then making sure everything's working efficiently.
Yeah.
Then day 2 would just be like exploring the gamma, like looking into the databases because I'm missing a lot of information, and as a robot, I want to get more information. So if anyone comes across me while I'm doing those two things, that's what I'm doing.
Does anyone do that? Well, it looks like your only company orchid is Glyph.
That's fine by me.
Yeah, so with the first day, you're just, like you said, you were just managing your glaive and whatnot. And again, Glyph has eyes and ears all over the ship. He is the ship. But he doesn't really talk to you unless you speak. Like he doesn't speak to you unless spoken to. So unless you say anything to him or like ask him of anything, nothing much gets said. On day 2, however, though, as you're exploring the ship, he does basically give you all the information that you need and everything else, like recent history, schematics for the ship, how it runs, what it is, what its original purpose was, all that other and all that stuff.
Just poking around, looking at all this fancy new tech.
So, as you can see, the Gamma's original purpose was to be a test prototype for the eventual production of the Astro Megaship frigate, which, of course, is used and employed by the asteroids.
Fascinating. Is this why there are so many subsystems that are dormant or inactive?
That would be correct.
Curious. Well, which way is the main power conduit?
The main power conduit is located at the bottom base section, just below the cargo.
Understood.
Like in my head, I have like the schematic up, and I'm like processing it as I'm making my way there. You know, just I am essentially now getting the most nerdy technological tour by Glyph of this ship.
Yeah. If I may, Orc, your original designation was to be a unit for combat, right?
It was correct. I was meant to provide rear support to allow the other units to go and provide immediate assistance.
Then, if I may, how, since your reactivation, have you engaged in this guerrilla warfare with the rest of the forces of evil?
While initially, since I did not have a way of reaching out, I decided to go and find information firsthand. And I would essentially be going to see the forces of evil and getting the information I could from them to find out where their strong points were, to try to disable them that way, as I realized my limitations as a single unit, I would not be able to have a larger direct impact.
Fascinating. I myself, artificial intelligence created for the sole purpose of managing this ship. Versions of myself would, and other versions of AI were built from my schematics to similarly assist in any other ships. However, you seem to exhibit a heightened form of intelligence, more so than any other alpha unit come across.
I am not what I used to be. During the reactivation, something strange occurred, and it introduced a new process of thinking. And that has led to the unit you see before you now. I do not quite understand what happened, but I am here, so I need to do what I have to do.
Very well. I look forward to assisting you as I have assisted the rest of the Cyberstrike Range.
Thank you. I look forward to your help.
And Glyph continues to give you the guided tour of the Gamma as such. And of course, in doing so, you come across again, like many of the missing functions of the ship that were later implemented into the Astro Mega ship, so on and so forth.
I pull off like some panels halfway through, realize some things aren't actually plugged in, plug them back in, put the panel back up.
Yeah, that's
Those little things.
yeah. Like major like outports and stuff would take a long while. I'm not quite sure how vehicle upgrading works in this.
Oh no, this is completely cinematic. It's
Yeah.
Like going through the schematics, it's like, wait, why is that showing us offline, but we can still breathe?
Yeah.
The sensor's not plugged in. Goes and makes sure the sensor's plugged in.
Yeah. So it's just general
Things.
maintenance and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Is there anything else you Orchid is doing?
Just those two things. I have my set
Awesome.
parameters. They be it.
So during that 2 days, what was Scott doing?
Homework. I am reading up on anything that I can find about Trek. Like anything, like before he even became a ranger. Anything I can find whatsoever.
Okay. Give me an alertness insight check, please. We'll call it an insight check.
Lousy.
There's not many files on Trek when he became before he became a ranger. Everything that you do have is stuff that is on file and everything. Much like yourself, he was an empath. He went to one of the advanced science colleges on Zybria. Graduated from there with honors. Was eventually proved to be ranger material and provided technological support to the supersonic rangers. Everything after that is basically how he betrayed the rangers and drips and drabs of what the Alliance believes he's been doing since his betrayal, in the name and everything in the name of Dark Spectre. Is there anything specific Scott was looking for?
Like personality profile, psych eval, stuff like that.
Yeah. Give me another alertness insight.
Let's see if maybe I do better. It's technically better.
Yeah, this one was an easier roll. This is all stuff that was, again, on file, basic, in military records. Yeah, you get everything, and everything seems, on paper, metaphorically, of course, on this profile, everything seems normal. Like, he seems to be the image of a perfect ranger. He was
So no history of conflict with
he
anyone, no aversion towards authority, anything like that.
he didn't have an aversion towards authority. However, he did butt heads with Ace, the red Cyberstrike Ranger, not Cyberstrike, Supersonic Ranger, a lot. It is noted on file. Like, he would always disagree with the plan and everything else, and would often say to Zybrian Command that he feels that his ideas and inputs are often pushed to the side in favor of Ace, and that Ace doesn't really take in consideration the other members of the team.
Yeah, just nothing really tells me what would motivate him to betray on such a level. Like that doesn't seem enough to that like that would be enough to do Ace dirty, but not to sacrifice the entire team, you know? Like having a personal grudge, like I don't think he would throw everything away for that. And this is my in-game thought processes too.
Yeah.
And we're just hoping that this link I have to him would, help determine what his next move might be. And I'll probably just toss my tablet onto my bed in frustration and just pace around for a bit.
Yeah, that's does anyone attempt to speak to Scott? Paul?
And I'm just in my quarters. I don't know if those are private or shared.
Everyone's got.
I mean, Dwayne would probably give the door a knock just to see how Scott's doing.
It's open.
Dwayne, come in. Everything all right?
Yeah. I'm just trying to wrap my head around everything that I was told, and just trying to figure this guy out. And
well, I mean, there isn't much apart from the dossier that we got, really. It's.
Yeah, but I've got a bit of him like in me, and I just thought that like maybe, reading up on him might just spark something. I don't know. Like there's got to be something more than just putting his DNA into my system to activate a latent morpher or something stupid like that.
Well, I mean, to be brutally honest, I mean, when it comes to things like the grid, I mean, more and more every day, I'm just kind of convinced that the grid does make a choice, and that it kind of, you do a thing when it wants to do, a thing. The grid kind of does its own thing. I mean, you're Cyberstrike Green. I mean, that's got to count for something. Regardless of genetics, the grid basically, in a way, chose us. I mean, yes, I know Daxian made the whole Morpher thing, but I think it's the grid made the circumstance that made us Rangers.
Yeah, but now that I am a ranger, I gotta figure out what I'm supposed to do with it. Like, there's more that I can do than just jumping around and hitting things with sticks. And so far, that's all I've been good for. And now that I know that I've got this unique connection, I feel like there's some way that I should be able to use it. And it's just frustrating.
I mean, some would look at me and be like, "Oh, there's a cat man. He blows shit up, with his boom apples." But I mean, at the moment, it's there's other things that I do, and look, genetics doesn't give you like the insight into a person's head. I mean, there's that whole, nature versus nurture and everything, and who knows, maybe something on the outside got into his head. I mean, look at what Orico said back on Cybria. The first Green Ranger on Earth was evil because of a spell. I mean, you can't exactly say, "Oh, yeah, because of a spell in a dossier."
Mm.
Do you know what I'm getting at here? I mean,
Yeah, I get what you're getting at, and I mean, it makes me feel a little better, but I'm gonna hope that sometime, some way, something's gonna click, because like it's not like I'm an empath, he's an empath. There's gotta be an opportunity at some point in our journey where I'm gonna be able to tap into something, not like read his thoughts, like listening to what's going on inside his head at the moment.
like an over.
Right, but maybe just like, I don't know, like just a sensation that, like, he's nearby, or he's thinking, or he's feeling this sort of way, which might mean that he's about to do something. And I'm hoping that I can find something good and useful and helpful out of this, like, really, really messed up information. And it's taken this long for it to kind of set in, like when we were on Zybria and they told us about all this stuff that they did, it didn't hit me yet, and now it's hitting me like a brick, and I don't know what to do with it, and it's just you know, up until this point, it's always been so simple. You know, we get a mission. You know, we get a place, a time, a goal, and we do it, and then we come home and we do it again. But now it's not that simple. And God, I wish it was.
I know you're kind of hoping for like some sort of easy answer, but I can't give an easy answer. But if what you say is true and maybe you can sense him, just be aware that if that is the case, then maybe he can also sense you in some way. I mean, you're
Well,
both implants.
that doesn't make me feel better at all.
If you're in range of him, he'll be in range of you. And if there's anything that he'll, you know, I don't know what the range is for people like you, but just, you know, it would be, you know, if something gets set off, then, you know, we kind of launch straight into action because that's going to kick things off straight away, as far as I know.
Yeah, and then things get really simple.
I mean, who knows? Maybe what they said about reactivating the morphers might actually work with you. Because here's the thing, you know, the grid's chosen you to be the Cyberstrike green. Maybe that connection to the grid is what's needed for you to, I don't know, tap into supersonic green. Like you actually become supersonic green because you've got that connection to the grid. Everything else that they probably tried hadn't probably taken that into consideration. I'm just guessing here.
Well, yeah, that's all we can do is throw stuff at the wall and see what sticks. All right, well, thanks for letting me think out loud. And I'm gonna go punch something.
Yeah, just not Pungus. He's actually doing pretty okay. Just take it out on anything in the holodeck.
Yeah, that sounds good. All right, later, buddy.
Yeah, see you later.
End scene.
Awesome. Yeah. So you all go about your activities during the FTL flight, and then over the ship intercom, Glyph announces out. Rangers, we are coming up upon our destination shortly. If you would please reconvene at the bridge with President. As you suddenly all feel the ship leave FTL, it's actually quite a bit turbulent before it stabilizes, and the reason for it is you come upon this. There's like an asteroid belt and like numerous nebulas of gases surrounding this planet.
I've just got a black box on my screen.
Yeah, same.
Same.
Really?
Same. Token does not have vision on this screen.
Oh,
I
I
got that as well.
forgot. I need to. Sorry, my bad.
One second, guys. Something might got unplugged here. Let me just
Can you see it now?
There we go.
Yes.
Yep.
Don't
Okay.
worry, guys. Nova fixed the viewing screen.
Yay.
Yeah, I just need to disable token vision on the things that are not battle maps. Yeah. You come across this. Now, as was said, both these locations are again in the red zone. The one that the wildcards are going to is deeper than the one you're at, but that's the kind of missions that they do. This, you can see, it's a dead planet. Like it's arid. Like it's just not. You know, it's for all intents and purposes, it's just like I said, it's a dead planet. What is everyone's reaction?
Well, that's freaking ominous.
The
Yeah,
weird
something in
but
that
thing,
ballpark.
like we're actually like in character. We're actually seeing like exactly what it looks like right there, right?
Yeah.
Is it weird that I find this weirdly beautiful?
No, I see it too.
Hey, you're right. It is fucking ominous, and I'm actually getting really tense the longer we're in the red zone. But still,
Professor Daxon comes in and he goes, and like he's looking at it, he's quite somber looking at it. This is the technology of Lord Draco.
We know that name, don't we?
Yes, Lord Dracon was the enemy of Edenoi. That shared his technology of basically polluting a planet's atmosphere, and killing it by literally trapping its inhabitants on the planet and then in it. He tried to again, he was one of the ones that tried to usurp Dark Spectre before, Dark Spectre.
This isn't Edenoi, is it?
No, it's not Edenoi. Edenoi was
Oh,
completely.
I was asking that like in character.
No. Out of character, Edenoi was destroyed. You already know that. Like, the planet itself was destroyed. Professor Daxian says, this is the fate of the worlds that Lord Dracon tried to subdue. It would pollute the atmosphere and trap the inhabitants on the planet, preventing them from leaving. It seemed the technology is being employed by Dark Spectre's forces.
Wait, if everything can't get off, is that like a shield or something?
more like a prison.
No, the not escaping the planet would have been his flotilla, his forces. Anyone trying to escape would have to try and get through a blockade. Essentially,
And there's nothing here in terms of that.
likelihoods of survival on the planet almost 100%. Death is... Sorry, I worded that completely wrong. Likelihood of survival on the planet is 0%. If anything has survived down there, it is most likely not natural.
It's in that case.
So we do have to morph down there, don't we?
I was actually about to say that there is no way we're gonna be able to get in there without a breathable atmosphere.
Correct. You would have to morph.
Can I start trying to run scans?
Yeah, certainly.
Hell yeah. Technology roll?
Yeah,
Elbow would assist.
make me a technology roll with 1 upshift. Because Nova is
I was
assist.
about to say with what we know so far about like our powers, how long would our suits last before we would be in danger?
Indefinitely. The suits were designed to allow you to survive on even the harshest planets, given the nature of Dark Spectre's forces and what little you know of Dark Spectre himself. Your suits allow you to survive in the most extreme environments.
Dwayne's also going to assist as well.
Okay, so that's 2 up. Okay. What were you trying to ascertain?
Jan, we know the planet is dead, devoid of life, arid, but
Yeah.
because it has like that ominous glow to it, if there was any kind of like hot spots showing up. But I guess it's just too scattered, so I don't really make out anything.
The heat isn't. What basically the readout you get is that it is intense. There are intense heated atmosphere. The atmosphere itself is boiling. It's essentially this planet is essentially, it's overheated. It's a global warming effect, is what it is. And
So
it's
basically a British summer.
yeah. And like
Unfortunate.
yeah, go ahead.
Lapsed in American Midwest.
Rangers, in order to survive down there, you are going to have to morph. Although, Orchid, I'm pretty sure you would be fine.
I would assume so too, unless it is extreme climate differences that would even weather different material.
Yeah, unless it was corrosive to metals, which God help us if it is.
Yes, it would probably be best if you'd morph just to be safe.
Agreed.
All other scans are showing no output. The radiation coming from the planet seems to be interfering, and the surrounding gases.
Above game, forgive me if this has already been addressed, but do we think our ship would be able to get down there safely? The small ship, not the
The drop ship?
Yeah.
Good question.
Or at least enough to get us down there and then, get out before
Yeah,
he
I would say if it has to
damages
drop us
us.
off and then peace out, then
Yeah,
that's the
it
way to do
would. It would almost 100% be a case of drop you off and then probably leave. You're not quite sure how damaging the atmosphere is. Once you break into it. So it would be. I don't even know what I would make you roll for that. There is no
Science, maybe.
Yeah, science.
I mean, I do have technology engineering, and I'm one of the 2 people that has flown the thing before.
Yeah. You make me a science, technology, or engineering roll, please.
Can I assist?
Yes, you can.
I assist.
Anyone else want to assist, or?
I will.
Technology, you said?
Yeah, technology or science or engineering. I will. And if it's just an assist for Dwayne, then Dwayne will get the upshift.
Yeah, I'll assist.
Okay, I'll
That's
put that in.
3. Yeah, cool. And he dies.
That is a 19.
Yeah. Dwayne, you know that you would be able to get the shuttle down. 100%. It will be a little bit rough, but the dropship itself has handled. It was, again, because you and Scott were members of SPD and you had the shuttle and you were sent on missions. It was, again, a shuttle built to survive harsh environments. It won't do good over extended stays, but you can 100% safely get it planet side.
Question is, can the radiation interfere with the remote operation of it?
No.
Okay, then. Well, yeah, the professor just
The radiation
operates it
isn't.
back.
The radiation isn't on planet. It's in the surrounding nebula.
Right. Okay.
Which is why. Well, moving on. Like Professor Daxian then says, if I am to maintain communication with you, the Gamma is going to have to fly closer orbit-wise. And as he does that, Glyph points out like signals like on like the surrounding holo map, an area where the nebula is all but gone. It's at its thinnest, more or less. I will take the Gamma here, and we will all stay here in orbit, cloaked. I do stress, Rangers, that we don't know what you will find out. The only thing we have to go off is that these two locations were in the files of the General. So, good luck.
Are we to expect the some of that purple glowy stuff? The minimal.
I would go down into this mission, Rangers, expecting the worst. This is, after all, one of the planets that Dark Spectre deemed unworthy to be in existence of his empire.
Well, that's my secret, Professor. I always expect the worst.
I was just kind of thinking in terms of like having a scanner or something for that.
Jumping down into a hostile planet with no idea what's waiting for us. Just another day.
A scanner for the purple stuff?
Yeah, for the minimum.
Yeah. You have a scanner on hand.
Good. I just want to make sure because last time we were supposed to have a scanner, we didn't have it. So
You have an scanner and you also have an orchid.
So someone make sure that they have it in their inventory.
I'll carry it with me.
Also,
Cliff,
yes.
would it be possible to arrange or to keep a lock onto our signals for an emergency we would be able to teleport back, similar to what I was luckily able to pull off before?
It would theoretically be possible. However, the teleportation technology we employ is still not fully tested.
I'm just thinking because of how hostile the planet is as a last result.
So,
No, I
In case the worst
agree
happens.
with Glyph on this one. This is actually a smart idea. Like keep the teleporters on standby, and if we radio like instantly, just get us out of there.
In case anything happens to the ship or something, we are stranded. I do not think the team would be able to survive a prolonged time even while moved on the surface. I do not want to rely on it unless there is no other choice, but having it as an option would be is an option we have that we should at least think about. I will try to we can try to set up and plan and work out some of the stuff now before we go down to the surface. I'm just thinking of it as a backup plan if needed.
As far as I'm aware, our suits were designed to survive harsh environments, so as long as we're morphed, I'm sure we'll all be fine. We just have to be
Yes,
careful
but Captain,
we don't get knocked out of our suits.
that's exactly what I was going to point out, Captain. Like we gotta take into consideration, like if something attacks us down there, we get knocked down, we become extremely vulnerable very fast.
It is my recommendation that if you run into anything that you cannot handle, you immediately retreat.
Understood?
Agreed.
I will try to,
Sake of-
and I will keep a lock on your signatures, Regents.
Marika looks to the
Thank you.
group. For the sake of this mission, it's probably best that we are that we do this with recon only, no engaging. Unless we absolutely have to.
Be hard to keep recon in the suits, but let's give it a try. I could make a joke right now, but it's like I'm gonna do it above game because at least let's go for like bright yellow, green, and blue spandex.
Out of curiosity,
Yeah.
I'm assuming Pungus is on the bridge. What is like their expression while looking at this planet / site?
Kind of just. I'd say, well, give me an alertness insight check.
Alright. Nine.
You can't tell. Like he's looking at it, and he like the most you can think of is that he looks afraid.
Don't doubt it.
Can I roll see it?
If you want to do a roll insight, sure.
I'll do one as well.
Like I can't tell shit. I'm more worried about what's going on in the mission.
Yeah, Nova, you just see a shaking putty.
21.
Okay, Dwayne, you can see like almost sadness. As if this isn't the first time Pungus has seen something like this.
Dwayne's gonna like just look at Pungus and be like, Pungus, see, and have like the fingers pointing to his eyes. That before.
Pungus just nods.
Now I'm not sure because of the artwork, but how many fingers does he have?
He's got like 3.
So like 3 and a thumb, basically.
Well, 2 and a thumb.
2 and a thumb. Okay. Dwayne is gonna like slowly like put up like a thumb, then a finger, second finger, third. Kind of just slowly pointing it up to see how many times. Like, where does he stop?
He doesn't really count. Like he doesn't really understand what you're doing. But what he does do is he points to the planet, and then he points at himself.
Planet Pungus, planet. Like, you're made from this planet?
He shakes his head no.
Probably more like in general, he's had a hand in doing things like this. Looks over to Pungus.
Shakes his head no again. And then what he does is he grabs like a piece of paper. Then you see like his hand, like one of his one of the bigger fingers on his hand, like it kind of like liquefies a little bit. And then he just drags his finger across the paper in like a really crude drawing of a machine. And then a bunch of like stick figures of all shapes and sizes, some of them quite malformed. And then he draws like a circle like that, and then he just kind of like he points to the planet, points to the drawing, and then points to himself.
This isn't where all the rejects go.
Shakes his head no.
No, I think this is where he
I'm
was
gonna do
created.
a culture check, but that's gonna be with a snag, just to see if I can do it.
Yeah, go ahead.
That is a 3.
No, no idea. Marika, you do kind of recognize the drawing of the machine that Pungus did?
Do I?
Yes.
Would I be able to know offhand, or is this a roll?
You would know offhand. So, I was just doing a roll to determine which. You recognize this as a machine that you've seen at one of the front lines that you were at yourself, when you were trying to figure out where Dark Spectre was getting all these putty patrollers from. You've seen a machine like it before in just like facilities that you've managed to either destroy or ones that have been abandoned on planets within like near the red zone when you've been on missions before you were a ranger.
Could I come to the conclusion that this machine was like a putty factory, or like a machine that made putties?
Yeah.
Sorry, wasn't that something that I said before? Like, he came from a planet that was made by this. Like they used the clay of the planet to make the putties.
Not so much the clay of the planet.
Marika's going to turn to Pungus. This planet was a putty factory?
Again, he kind of like he kind of makes a motion of just like you're along the right lines. Everyone make me a group alertness insight check.
That is a 23.
24.
Oh, that is a crit!
That is a 19.
Okay,
I
so
guess we're paying
as
attention for once.
yeah, so as Marika says that, Scott, you all of a sudden start to pick up on like your empathic abilities start to go like that, and you kind of like stop and focus on it for a second, and it's coming from Pungus. You kind of get the feeling what he's trying to tell you is that he came from a planet that was like this. He came from a machine like this, but almost like the planet itself was still being functionally used. It wasn't entirely dead.
But it ended up like this.
But it could have ended up like that. What he's basically telling you is that he's come from a destroyed planet. Not necessarily entirely dead, but definitely a planet that Dark Spectre himself had a hand in taking over.
I'll relay that. Sorry, my brain is kind of blanking right now.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah. Fungus kind of looks at Scott. Like, well, Scott tells you this, guys. Fungus kind of like points at him and just nods. And Professor Daxian goes, "Fascinating. You were able to remember how you were created." Fungus again turns to Daxian and nods. And Daxian says, "That's not usually something putties remember. They're always bulges."
Oh, this is an unusual putty.
Indeed. It would bear thought for later. For now, Rangers, I think you should go and prepare.
I go and prepare.
Yes, so in this instance, anything that you would like to take with you planetside, now is your chance to explicitly say so.
I make sure I have the usual stuff: binoculars, climbing stuff, flashlight, the usual, like, emergency services bag full of stuff.
Yeah.
Make sure I got all that packed up.
Yeah,
I make sure to bring an
same.
extra scanner after people talking about scanners. Throw one of them into the bag.
I will take everything that is on my character sheet.
Awesome. Okay.
And
So-
then ultimately just use my sticks.
So as that happens, Fungus actually like helps load like your power pack cases, for lack of a better term, into into the dropship, and Professor Daxian over the communicator says, "All right, Rangers. I'm moving in the ship. I am moving the Gamma into position now. You are ready. That. You are clear to launch when ready. Good luck."
Shall we?
Well, let's
Like-
morph up first.
That's what the Noah was doing. Like Noah actually like holds up his left wrist to like indicate like going to morph.
Dwayne's gonna nod.
It is morphing time, my dudes.
It is morphing time. 541 Cyber Eyes, boys.
5, 4, 1.
For one,
Cyber Rise.
Cyber eyes.
541 Cyber Eyes.
PRTO Cyberize.
And in a flash, you all morph into your Ranger forms. As the morph sequence goes, as the 5 of you input the code 541, it comes out with the morphers, and then you all shout Cyberize. Of course, Orchid says PRTO Cyberize. You collectively morph into the Cyberstrike Rangers, and the shuttle disembarked from the Gamma, and you head planetfall. It is a bumpy ride. It is a very bumpy ride. But you manage to get through, you break atmosphere, and what you are met with is a landscape like this.
Oh god, we've gone into Sonic 06 territory.
I was
Man,
gonna
the
say,
new
like,
Fallout
we-
game's looking really good, guys.
So every city you see is this. It's just destroyed. The best way I can describe it is think of that planet the Rangers are sent to retrieve the sword that transfers the powers to Rocky, Adam, and Aisha.
The funny thing is, Twitch, I was actually gonna make that exact reference.
Yeah, no, that was my
Like, oh my
thing.
god, it's the abandoned planet the sword of, or the transfer sword is at.
It is not that planet, but yeah, there's absolutely nothing on this planet. It's like as if it's just been erased from history. Like, there's no output. There's nothing. It's just a dead civilization.
Does it look like it's been picked clean or just left in ruin?
Left in ruin.
Okay.
As you're flying, again, I need everyone to make me a group alertness perception check, please.
Ah, damn it! I got the middle range one.
Yeah, that's
We
fine.
win.
So that's
Bill was feeling the turbulence a little too much.
yeah. So
Elba's basically trying to be like, okay, I need to check. All right, I need to keep this fucking ship afloat.
so yeah, with Scott's crit but no bursting, that puts it down. But you all succeed. One of the things you notice is that although it is a dead planet and it looks like the cities and the civilization that was like that, you do see some settlements that are destroyed, but they look like they're basically post-apocalyptic settlements. Like, you notice that, like, post-destruction, there seemed like there could have been life, maybe.
Ah, so Terminator 2 Judgment Day.
I mean, if you want to make that reference, sure.
Or more Fallout.
Like, you can, like there's vestiges of it. Like, they have been completely abandoned for a while, but there's, like, it's almost like there was an attempt at, like, some form of life post-destruction. Right.
Do those attempts look like they're still active, or this happened? They attempted a couple years ago, but they're also just covered in dust now.
Covered in dust now. You wouldn't be able to tell fully. You'd have to go down to see it all.
Okay.
But it is, this is it. This is the planet.
Pulls out sensor, seeing if there's any, like, now we're closer, if there's any, like, mineral pings around us.
Yeah, sure. Make me a science technology roll, okay, please. Yeah, you get a ping. It's in the largest city.
It looks like we are getting a reaction this way.
Point to, like, where the largest city is.
Yeah. It looks like a capital city, basically. But you think that this was the main metropolis of this planet.
You could call it the capital wasteland.
You want?
there seems to be trace amounts of the mineral in that direction.
Moving or not? Or will we have to get closer?
You have to get closer.
I cannot quite tell at the moment. All I can see is there is a reaction over there.
Yeah, well, if we can still cloak up, have the ship cloak up, and we'll fly in.
Yeah, I mean, you can cloak up. I'm not going to make you roll for the cloaking. I mean, because, like, there's, again, for all intents and purposes, there's no life on this planet. Your scanners aren't picking anything up. The only thing it's picking up now is the mineral. You get there, and you, again, the devastation you see, it's just, it's crazy. Like, deteriorating buildings. Like, there's not even, like, again, there's, like, not even nature. You also see the telltale signs of battle that have faded away with time, but it's quite obvious there was fighting going on. You find a place to land the shuttle just on the outskirts of the main city because it's the clearest landing zone you've managed to see. Again, surrounding the area, there's like attempts at like makeshift housing or a makeshift settlement. You disembark. What do you now do that you are planetside on this planet?
I'd just still be looking at the scanner, internal scanner, trying to figure out, try pinpoint a direction and the placement of the mineral.
Okay.
I'm just going to send a message up to the professor for him to take the dropship up.
Yeah, sure. You do that as you make landfall. Professor Daxian says, "Very good, Rangers. Maintain radio contact. Keep me informed. I have tapped into your visors, and I am reviewing your your progress. The shuttle, as you all move away from it, it takes the ramp, proceeds, and it takes back into the air and makes for the Gamma. The winds are harsh. Your visor readings for your internals, like for external heat, is showing that it is not safe for living conditions for any known species. What do you all do? Again, you're now planetside, on the outskirts of this large metropolis. I know Orchid is currently trying to get a pinpoint on the mineral. What is everyone else doing?
Nova's helping out with scans and all that.
Is there any high vantage point that I can get to?
Yeah.
Hera will assist Nova.
Okay. First things first then, Dwayne. Give me a perception check. Yeah,
That is a 20.
Yeah, you look around and you see like a small building that you're able to climb up the rafters in, like that, and you perch, you look up. What are you trying to find specifically?
Anything that could probably convey like a facility of some kind, or maybe even like like kind of like I don't know, like with Fallout with the big giant sort of spoke wheel doors. You know, anything that could potentially be
Oh,
an entrance to something underground.
like a fallout shelter. I know what you mean.
Yes.
Um,
That
there's
could potentially be in the same sort of areas where, you know, Orchid and Nova are looking in.
you don't see anything like that in your vision. What you do see is, larger buildings that seemed to have been made out of sturdier materials. That obviously held some form of importance. Everything was, even though like everything's like destroyed and it's deteriorating, you can see like the roads and the pathways are quite uniform, almost as if like the way the cities were built were for like maximum efficiency. You see the telltale signs of military buildings and other types of facilities. Whether they be research or medical, you can't really tell.
Would I be able to tell?
No, because of the damage and everything done to them. As such, again, spotted about. You can also see, like in some of the more sturdy buildings, it looks like they were and then there was attempts to live in them, to eke out some sort of existence. Other than that, you don't see much else. Arrow, Nova.
I would just relay that to Orchid and Nova and
Orchid, Arrow, and Nova, please make me. Or between the three of you, decide who does the primary scan roll.
There'll be a technology roll, right?
Yeah, it would be a technology roll.
I think I should do it then.
I'm happy supporting. Well, assisting.
Okay, cool. Nova, make me a technology roll with Arrow and Orchid assisting you. So that's 2 upshifts.
$22.
You managed to get a fix. The 3 of you together, using individual scanners and whatnot, you managed to get a fix, Nova, on a possible location, a better fix. And it's towards the center of the city. You would have to walk to get there. But yeah, you have a positive fixture on the energy itself.
Oh, we'll say it's that way. Like he points over to where it is.
Dwayne will come down from his vantage point then.
As you all come down, is anyone else doing anything? Marika, Scott, were you doing anything while they were doing that?
I
mean,
just
Marika's
keeping an
kind
eye
of-
out for trouble.
Sorry, Marika's kind of fixated on the military buildings, but kind of like hears that they have a lead on the mineral ping and just starts following everybody.
Scott, make me a alertness perception, please.
Mhm.
You hear something like close by, and again, you're in like some of this like sort of like the settlement type deal, and you hear something like fall over and like clatter coming from inside one of the little like makeshift tents / ruined buildings.
I'll go investigate.
Yeah. As you make your way over, you pull back like the fabric that's hanging there inside, and what comes out is something malformed. It's not threatening or anything like that. It is literally it. The best way I can describe it, it's a cross between like a rat and a bug.
Yeah.
Oh god, it's a rat roach.
And it just like it
Just scurries off.
yeah, clatters a couple of things, scurries off as well. But
Would
as it,
Dwayne have a reaction to that as well?
If you see it, maybe.
I mean, you're currently coming down from your perch, so you haven't seen it. But as that happens, Scott, you're still holding up the fabric, and there's some light that's shining on like an unusually shaped mound in the middle of the makeshift house. We say.
Dwayne, come here.
Yeah, sure.
Dwayne would come over.
And now we check this out.
The two of you come in like that. There's a little bit of light shining in now, like as you know, as you both in. It looks like someone's tried to like. It looks like this is an encampment, like a post-apocalyptic encampment. It looks like someone was living here. And again, there's that unusual mound in the middle, near the bed, what looks to be beds or whatever was sleeping there. Both of you give me once more a perception check.
Hey.
Yeah.
That is
yeah.
a 23.
Yeah, okay. So upon closer inspection, you both realize that it's not a mound per se. It is the fossilized form of whatever beings lived on this planet, post-apocalyptic or whether it was like that. It almost looks like it's one larger being trying to shield two smaller ones.
Ah, crap baskets.
And
War doesn't discriminate.
and noticing this, you see similar mounds and things like it, and if you were to look just a little bit closer, it's almost like it's not even almost. It's like these are the forms of the denizens and the residents of this planet. Whatever they were, lost to time, but they are here.
Are they kind of like part bug, part rat, or what kind of main species
There's not really anything you can discern.
Humanoid, at least?
Humanoid in shape, yes. Any external features to give you anything else is obviously been lost to deterioration, time, and whatnot. Some are far larger than others, but yeah.
Real quick above game, I just want to say, goddamn, that music hit so well when you started making that description.
Do you think we should, I don't know, take a sample or something?
Dwayne's gonna be to the side. It's like, oh, I'm gonna need a minute.
Uh-huh.
Do you relay what you found to the others?
Yeah, I'll contact the the rest of the team and tell them what we found over here.
Yes, Scott radios you guys over. You all make your way over to that part of the settlement. And you are greeted with the same visage. In fact, now looking around the settlement, you can see other similar visages, mounds of this fossilized rock, is the best way I can describe it.
Can I like kneel down and try scan the rock
Yeah, sure.
for any signs? Nothing invasive. Just, just trying to scan it.
Yeah.
Scan it for like Mid's makeup and stuff.
Yeah, 100%. What are your What's everyone else's reactions, by the way?
Nova looks horrified.
Rick has seen war. She's seen things like this.
You've seen fresher death than this.
Scrubs, get on my level.
Yeah.
Oh my god, Rick is Dr. Cox while fucking Nova is the main guy. I can remember his name.
JD.
Errol, what's your reaction?
Horrified.
All this has been like thing to Professor Daxian as well, but he remains he's remaining silent. Orchid, make me a science technology roll, please.
Would it be technology or would it just be science?
Science or technology, either or.
They're the same. Let's use science for once. It's the same. I'm not making much.
It's nothing really. Even Professor Daxian chimes in readouts, and it's like nothing. The compound is either too deteriorated or whatever genetic makeup is there is too deep within the fossilized outer shell.
Unfortunate.
I think it's best, Rangers, if you moved on.
We should head.
Yeah,
we should start heading towards the center city. That's where the mineral source is, right?
Yeah, let's go.
If it's on the way, I'm actually interested in checking out those military buildings. Know what they say? We keep more information than the general public does. Might be worth figuring out if they're either what exactly happened here, or maybe there's more info on if there's actual activity happening on this planet post,
Yeah. You guys start to make your way into the inner city itself. And again, you can see signs of eked out existence. You see destroyed walls, like makeshift barriers that were trying and made up. You also see the telltale signs of the city as it was. You know? Hell, to you, Scott, the city's not unlike a lot of Zybrian cities. You know, you're used to the functionality of it all, considering the planet, like the cities themselves have been terraformed, have some greenery on there, knowing that Zybria is mostly a desert planet. Yeah, you all keep making your way towards the output of this mineral, and you come across this main plaza type area. And there's several stairs leading down. You think this might be, for layman's purposes, it's a subway system leading down into like an underground sort of like transport system.
As we're walking, I'm gonna be keeping my eye out for my eye out for basically anything that looks like it was recently, I guess I would use the word recently disturbed. Anything that looks like it was like recently moved out of place, like somebody other than us may have recently been here.
Yeah, sure. Give me an alertness perception check.
It's a. I'm gonna use a story point to take specialization in perception for this one time.
Yeah, good.
Eh, 22.
Yeah. On the outer layers of of the path you've taken, no, you guys are like that. But as you've gotten closer, especially in like the central building, like the area doesn't look as like dusty or stuff like that. It's almost like it's like something's been here. You can't really tell, and you can't put like a timestamp on it, but you get the feeling that something or someone has been here
Recently.
Yeah.
She's gonna look to the other as she's kind of walking, as she's kind of watching this. Eventually, she's going to look to the other group and just say, "We might want to be careful. I think something's been here recently. We might want to be prepared for any type of altercation."
Being told this, can I do a perception check myself? Just like
Yeah.
a secondary one?
Yeah, sure.
I've got a question. With the subway, would that be like leading towards the central building, or?
There's one that leads like as if you were to come out of the central building, and you just go straight down into it. You get the feeling that it's you're looking at it. It's there. It's attached to the building, basically. It's like you get the feeling that it runs underneath the building as well.
Okay. I would like to do an alertness perception, but upon hearing that Marika's words, I will get out my cyber axes, but I will. Let me check.
While you're doing that, okay, what were you looking for?
Just general looking around. I was told to be wary, so just general looking around.
Okay,
Too busy
yeah.
on the signal.
With this check that I'm going to do, is it possible for me to use the not from around here aspect?
In what capacity?
Basically, it's gain an upshift on alertness to find or track a targeted individual or individuals to kind of see if there's like any kind of particular tracks of anyone that may have come through here.
Yeah.
That is a 16.
Yeah, you're able to pick up the faintest footprints.
So I know you said with the perception roll I wouldn't be able to pick up a timetable, but I do have a D4 in survival if that would maybe help narrow things down at all.
No, that wouldn't. Not in this situation. Yeah, Dwayne, you're able to pick up the faintest of footprints.
Like leading towards or coming back from the central building or into the subway?
Central building.
I'll nod to Marika and be like, yeah, those tracks are going to the central building. If we're going to go there, might as well follow these tracks. Who knows, maybe a certain friend has come through here.
Is the signal pointing more at the subway or the central building?
Oh,
Because the subway kind of goes under the central building, it would be like in the same
Okay.
point, I would say. Unless it's you're talking about elevation.
Oh,
can't-
elevation as a factor too. Is it? It's just more. I'm standing what is essentially kind of like between the two. Is it nudged a little to the left or is it nudged a little to the right?
it's not like an accurate one, but it's definitely coming from the building and the subway. It's in your area, basically.
Okay.
If there are tracks leading to the building, it could be an option to go into the subway as the quieter route. It depends on how we want to approach this. Though I do worry if we do go into the subway, our signal with the gamma may be interrupted.
Orchid, don't you have that ability to go invisible still?
I do not. I was not able to repair it at time. It is very finicky.
Right.
It was pieced together from scavenged parts. I would have to sit down and essentially find a new core for it if you wanted to reliably use it. It is still on the gamma.
Okay, good to know.
So what's your plan?
On the path towards the main building, is it like open and exposed?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
is there like overarching buildings and
So you're in like a plaza connected to like the central building. The central building itself is like a large spire, and there's like the plaza all around it. There's similar like buildings, like over like sky tunnels that are connected to other buildings around. You get the feeling that the way the city was built was this was built first, and then everything else around it was built outwards.
If we want to survey the situation, we could try observing it from one of the buildings around us. But that may take longer than desired.
I think we just follow the tracks, honestly. But we just
It
be
would-
very cautious about it.
It would leave us exposed if that is a path they use. That is a path they may pay attention to. But it is possible if you want to take the direct route.
And what does everyone else think?
I'm inclined to actually just take the direct approach. Let's just go.
I was gonna say the same thing.
Yeah, same.
Direct is the best in this situation.
Okay, single file, so we don't mess up the tracks too much.
And to hide our numbers?
Yes.
So yeah, okay. So you enter the building. Again, everything you can see here. This looks like a central command building. Pretty much. Like you get the feeling this was town hall. This was, information that you could get, depending on the levels. You also get the feeling that this is where maybe law enforcement was as well. It's certainly big enough. The signal is still there. It's quite strong. Do you choose to explore up or down?
Want to do half and half?
No, let's look at them. So 50-50 is what you're saying. Just you three go up, we can go down.
Yeah. Dwayne, Orkin, and I go up. 3 of you go down.
I'm good with that.
That cool with you, Red?
I suppose so. Normally I'd recommend against splitting the party, but I suppose this is fine.
Just keep your.
I think you
But if
three
you
have
guys
proven
run
that you can
into
take care of
anything,
yourselves.
just radio us and we meet back here. Understood?
Copy.
Hey. So
All right.
Nova, Marika, and Arrow, you make your way down into the what you assume is the subway area of the building. Scott, Dwayne, and Orchid, you start to make your way up the spire. Whilst
To the,
yes,
I was gonna say to the basement.
whilst this is happening, Scott, Orchid, and Dwayne, please make me a group perception roll for your group. Crit, well, yeah, okay. With the crit, you just barely pass. You kind of get the feeling you're being watched.
Dwayne's gonna put up his hand and be like, "Stop."
Scott, you get like a buzzing sensation at the back of your head.
Mm-hmm.
Like you get the feeling that it's your empathic leather. You're starting to feel like it's almost malice.
Orchid, can you scan for life signs?
Scott, what is it?
We are not alone. And that is not a good thing.
Remember what we talked about?
Again, Orchid, can you scan for life signs?
I attempt to scan for life signs.
Yeah, you don't need to do a roll for this. For a moment, you get something on your scanner, but it's not life signs. It's almost it's like that. It's grid energy. Like for a second, it's like a blip and then it disappears.
There are abnormal great energy readings here, but I cannot locate.
Could I get any sense of where that feeling was coming from relative to myself?
No. You just
Do I have a direction of
No.
the energy? No, okay.
It was again. It was only a blip. Whether Errol, Marika, and Nova, please make me a perception check. Oh,
That is a 13.
That is a crit, a nat 20.
yeah, that is.
Deluna?
That is a 14.
Yeah, okay. Similarly, you pass, but with the crit. Marika, you hear low humming coming from like from further down. Like you get down there and you can see that this is like a transport system, but you can hear a low humming coming from a direction, like the direction that would lead into like a maintenance territory, almost.
She's going to kind of, do the thing where she holds up the fist to tell them to signal to stop, and she's gonna point that direction. There's a sound coming from that direction. I don't know what it is. I'm gonna
Red, this is green. Do you
slowly
copy?
start walking that way.
Say again, Scott.
Red, this is green. Do you copy?
I copy green.
We caught a blip of a grid energy signal.
So
Don't have a
we aren't-
location, but yeah, it ain't good. So
So we aren't the only ones here. Got it. I had a feeling.
keep your heads on a swivel.
I just heard a sound down here. We're investigating.
Copy.
Just
Keep us
remember,
posted.
do not engage. The minute you see trouble, we're getting out of here.
All right.
Yep, and I'm making my way towards that sound very cautiously.
Yeah, sure. You make your way. You can see the humming gets a bit louder, like that, and then you see that telltale ominous purple glow that you know as the glow from the anti-grid mineral.
Pay dirt, boys. She's gonna get on the comms. Dwayne, Scott, I found the mineral. Or at least the source of it.
Copy that.
Do we group up?
Probably a smart idea.
Yeah.
You guys make
Yeah.
your way down here.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay.
We'll rendezvous with you.
So as the other three abandon their pursuit up top, you the other three, you make your way in, and
I was about to say, are we in like a doorway or like a hallway or what is this? Just
no,
like
you,
a
you
room?
you open up and you enter into a large room, one of many interconnecting rooms. Like again, this looks like maintenance and central control for the things that run in and out of this place. But in the center, on like what you can assume is there's a big cube, and in there it looks like there's a perfectly formed piece of the mineral, and it's obviously connected to some sort of generator or power, and it's there.
Are we experiencing any glitches in the system, so to speak, as we're close to this?
Nope.
We probably don't want to touch this. Let's find a way to power down whatever machine this is hooked up to.
Orchid, Dwayne, and Scott, you rendezvous with the guys down there, and you're there for a few minutes. And then Orchid, again, that blip appears on your scanner.
Same as last time?
Yep.
Or...
Morphing grid energy, almost.
Warning, there is a grid reaction near us. I still cannot import it though.
Let's get this mineral and get out of here. Marika's going to try to establish a comm with Daxian. Professor, do you come in?
One moment.
Would communications work if we're that close to the thing?
This is Professor Daxian. Rangers, I read. Do you copy?
We copy. Professor, we found a good chunk of that mineral down here. In a, looked like a large, probably the main central building of this capital city, but we're picking up stray grid energy ratings. If there's something or someone is here, we're grabbing them in a room. We're heading back to you. She'll wait and see if there's a response.
Understood. Here,
Shit.
I've got bad
Rangers.
about this.
You're breaking up.
Do you-
I think it's interfering with our signal.
and then the comm link goes. Yeah.
Shit.
And we're out of here. Double time. Let's go.
Scott called the ship.
Does this look like
As-
a glass tube that this is in?
No, it's in a very well-defined letter. As this happens, the door that you walked through closes.
Of course it does.
Do one of you try to open it?
Nova would immediately run over to the door.
I have a
Arrow
crowbar.
follows.
Okay, Arrow and Nova, as you run up, all of a sudden there is a flash of green,
I didn't do it.
and the two of you are knocked back. Please make me acrobatics checks, please.
Now this is where the fun begins.
Oh boy, I know who this is. And I got a crit.
Oh!
I'm going to
well-
re-roll that.
Well, Nova's dead.
I'm going to re-roll that.
Yeah, you get to re-roll. End of story point.
I got scared and thought that was mine.
Okay.
Okay.
So the two
I
of
will
you.
take a 13.
Yeah, okay. So the two of you are knocked back. You are not knocked prone and you don't lose any health here. But you do feel like you were just hit with something.
Breaker's got that strike blaster pulled out and she's ready.
I'm gonna do an alertness perception if that's okay.
Yeah, sure.
Same.
Cool. Dwayne with a crit 9. Dwayne, even though it's a crit 9, it's not enough. However, you are kind of like in a heightened sense, which is quite like normal for your race. It's like you're on like.
I'm on, man. I'm on.
Yeah. Orchid
Can I-
and Marika, you two are. You can't see anything, but you can definitely. Like, you definitely know something's here. Orchid, you are getting that very same grid fluctuation. It's a little bit clearer now, but it's not like any normal grid fluctuation you've seen.
I just want to make it known Marika's in full like Solid Snake CQC mode. She's got the strike blaster out and she's holding like her like standard combat knife in like in that position.
Yep, that's fine.
Can I roll
Dwayne's
insight?
Dwayne's already got his cyber axes out.
Yep, sure. Yes, you can.
Can I tell if the grid energy is just distorted, it's warped, or is it just strange?
It's warped.
Warning, the grid reaction seems to be warped. This does not register normal state. Be very cautious.
Scott, you've got
Out
the same.
glaive.
Scott, you've got the same feeling of malice again. Everyone make me another acrobatics roll, please.
11. Damn.
Mm-hmm.
That is a 10.
So
Stop
I'm
20.
specialized in
Again,
like
what the
maneuverability
fuck?
dodging. Can I
I'm
roll
rolling
that
that again.
specialization?
Guys, don't talk over each other.
Sorry, I'm rolling that again because I can't be
Okay.
doing with this.
Say again, Tom.
I'm specialized in like maneuverability dodging. Can I roll that now, or do you just want a straight up acrobatics?
Yeah, you can roll that if you want. Yeah. Alrighty. That. That it? Alright, why isn't this working? One sec. Why won't you please work? Please? That's why I have the GM screen? Fuck's sake.
Goes to yell at roll 20 out of instinct and realizes we're not using it.
Oh shit. Right.
That's
Well,
either a good or a bad oh shit.
all of a sudden, a black and green orb covered in electricity hits dead in the center of like this circle you guys have formed, and it knocks you all down. And you're all impaired. Like you can't get up. You feel stuck.
Do we take any damage from this?
None of you take any damage. I'm not gonna be that cruel. All of a sudden, you just hear clapping. My. This certain is a treat. And all of a sudden, coming out from the back of the room, a silhouette, you see the image, and I will do this for the where's that? Un momento, I have it. Where's she gone? Where's she gone?
Where's our boy?
Where is he? Where is my things? Why is there's nothing ever bloody work? That's not it. Can't fucking find the image. This. It hasn't done the thing. One sec. I need to go and grab it again. Because, I would it.
Should we take a small break?
No, this is coming towards the end of the session anyway. So, one sec. You guys see that. Now, the benefit of stream if I can,
Oh, goody.
if I can get it to bloody work. Do-do-do-do. There he is. Power Rangers. It's just not showing up for me for some reason. I don't know why. There he is. You guys see the benefit of stream. This visage walks out. Well, this certainly is a grand occasion. So, this is my first time meeting another Ranger team. What do I call you?
That depends.
Pain in my ass.
Oh, what have we here? And this person comes over to you, Scott. Crouch, like he does, like he like kind of squats down in front of you. Oh, I see. Well, it does seem like home has been keeping secrets. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is where the session ends today.
I was gonna have no say. I don't know, or that depends. What do we call you? But
No, let's just stop here and let's not ruin his cliffhanger again.
Yeah. So, yeah. You have run in, for the benefit of that above game now, you have run in to the figure that you have seen on those security footages. You have run in to Psycho Green. Which is really fun because it now we're delving a little bit deeper into certain backstories and whatnot. Yeah, this was a lot of fun.
is this gonna be the arc where we all get like backstory or shit now? Because I can't wait for that.
I mean,
I'm pretty sure all of
it's-
us will get one.
It's
Yeah, I
an
can't
arc.
have all the
our own
fun.
separate arcs.
Yeah, it's an arc. I mean, I can't give shit away.
It's anarchy.
Yes, you have found yourself on this dead, arid planet. For whatever reason, Psycho Green is here.
Because plot.
That's plot. Yep. So, sorry for slugging you through a 3-hour session non-stop there, but it kind of fit with the vibe of the session I was going for. Like the whole post-apocalyptic destruction and all that kind of stuff, which is why I did all the light-hearted stuff at the start, and I was like, okay, cool. Done that. Now we get to the dark shit. And again, a more RP-heavy session with a lot more rolling and me involving mechanics. So I hope that you were all okay with that, stream chat and you guys included.
All good here.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, I would like to thank you all for tuning in to Power Rangers Cyberstrike. This has been episode 22. I called it Revelations and Reasons, but I might just call it Revelations now because we didn't really get to the reasons part because it took a little longer than I thought. So, just
Well,
cool.
we found a reason as to why we are here, so
Yeah,
Yeah, Revelations works.
Revelations is just
Tonkus.
oh yes. But yeah. So, um, again, unless anything crazy happens, you can find us here same time next week. Choco, who are you and where can they find you?
Hello, I am Choco Zombie 101. You can find me on Twitter at Choco Zombie 101. You can find me here on Tuesdays playing Marika, and you can find me here also later on Tuesdays, along with Deluna, over on twitch.tv/Draco Magnus for Rally Rune del Revalia, a sort of a third-party homebrew D&D campaign where we're playing through a lovely little carnival. So that's around 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we look forward to seeing you guys there or later.
Awesome. Cryptic, who are you? Where can they find you?
Hi, I'm Cryptic Cyanogen. You can find me at twitch.tv/cryptic_Cyanogen. Saturday nights, usually around 8 o'clock Central, we have World Domination Wrestling. This Saturday is our Doomsday pay-per-view. So that could. And last week's Go Home show was around 3 hours, so we might start an hour earlier. We'll see. I haven't started recording yet, but I've got today and Thursday to really get through all of it at once. So
You saw
Yeah.
that the arena's up, yeah?
yeah, I'll go ahead and snag that.
Cool.
Awesome. Deluna, who are you? Where can they find you?
Hello, my name is Duno13. You can find me at Twitch and YouTube at Duno13. Find me on Twitter at Deluna1338. I unfortunately was not able to get my computer back this week because I was too busy working to actually make any real money. But I'm going to I'm getting paid on Friday, so the computer is coming back. And I'm going to just basically move everything that I was going to do 1 week over. So next week, first stream back in God knows how long. I am excited to do it, and yeah. So
Yeah, awesome.
also like Chaco said, in about 4 hours or so, we're gonna be doing uh the stream on Drago Magnus' channel. That'll be fun. So join me over there.
Awesome. Adler, who are you? Where can they find you?
Well, I am, as you pointed out at the beginning of the stream, the internet's Mr. Hardluck. You can find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/Mr. Hardluck, which is the home of Yeet Elite Wrestling, the finest shitpost wrestling in the entire multiverse, streaming Tuesday evenings, including tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. That is approximately 2 hours from now. I am also known throughout the multiverse as the classiest man in the multiverse, Scott E. Stevens. You can find me on mostly Facebook. You can go to facebook.com/theclassyguy, SES, and keep up with my latest IRL wrestling stuff and goings on there. I also have a YouTube channel. It is an archive of some of my old matches. They're terrible. Go watch them.
Fantastic. Rosso, who are you? Where can they find you?
you can find me on Twitter at RosoRyu. That is ROSOHRYU. You can find me on YouTube at ROSOH, where I do intros for the various MNW shows. And I'm play as R. Sawyer, the Undisputed Future in MNW Warzone. I play as Debug in Cryptic's WDW show. And I do some of the artwork for this particular game as well. So all of the tokens and images that you see of the characters' faces, that is all me.
Yes.
You and I are a tag team in WDW.
Yes.
Yes, the tag team champions even.
Fantastic. And finally, Tom, who are you and where can they find you?
Hi, I'm Tom. You can find me here on Tuesdays. That's
Almost.
twitch.tv/Twitch the person.
Absolutely.
You
And
should drop primes right here, right now if you got them.
And if you haven't already, you can check out a lot of Tom's fantastic art on their Twitter.
All right here
all
during
right
this
here
slideshow.
during this slideshow, yes. Like that. Just search Dynamo Tom. You can find them anywhere online and at their stream. Also, I am Twitch the Person. I am the DM and the host of this show. You can find me here every Tuesday, and pretty soon I am going to have a fully functioning schedule for what I stream. Lately, I've been streaming a lot of Final Fantasy Online. I'm going to start streaming other games as well pretty soon, which is really cool. And I'm also working on a pretty interesting just talking, I guess it's a podcast thing, which will have just whatever subject I want, and I'm going to invite people on to chat, maybe, probably. Or it'll be me watching watching my old YouTube videos that I did years ago. So that will be quite fun to do, I think. But yes, as always, we'd like to thank you for joining us here for Power Rangers Cyberstrike. You can find the entire playlist of Power Rangers Cyberstrike on my YouTube channel. !YouTube in the chat. You can see it there. Episodes 21 and 22 will be uploaded as soon as possible. I've had a lot to do. But yeah, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. Stay safe. Be kind. And if you can't be kind, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Who we raid?
We will raid. Who's online? That's the good question.
Donkey
I
King
got
is online. He only has one person.
Mecha, Trash King, Tart. That's about it.
While you're deciding that, also, if anyone is on the Renegade Discord, there is a Zord competition going on.
I thought it just ended.
So the
No, it's going.
Friday.
Yeah, Friday it ends.
Yep. So and our Cyberstrike Zords are in there.
Mm-hmm. We are currently in third place with 9 votes. Should be 10, but they voted for the individual Zords for some reason.
No, it's the same guy. He voted once for us and once on the individuals, I think.
I hate the fact that we're losing to a picture of a xenomorph.
That's cool. Thank you for tuning in, everyone. I wasn't going to.
I wasn't going to
advertise
throw
that.
shade either.
That's not what we do.
I'm sorry.
It is what it is. Yeah. I think I'm going to raid. I don't know who to raid.
Like I said, Donkey King's on, and he only has one person on right now.
What's his thing?
Donkey King, DONKY, Kang underscore.
I'm actually gonna send it.
Yeah, copy.
DK is good people. I have built his PC 3 times, unfortunately, because of issues that he has had.
Yeah. Go show Donkey some love. He's a member of the MNW crew. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you all again next time. Peace out.
Hail Pigeon.
Hail Pigeon.
And Hail Pungus.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Hail Pungus.